friends, and welcome back to another episode of Navigating Wellness. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to make my epic pizza base. That's gluten-free, it's plant-based, it's whole food, it's super simple to make. It has three main ingredients that goes into it. One is the soaked red lentils. Then we're going to use barley flour, which is a gluten-free flour that you'll find at a number of Indian stores. And then we're going to use some steamed sweet potatoes. So what I've done is I've taken a full sweet potato and I'm going to add that to this red lentil mixture. Make sure your red lentils, you're soaking it and you're draining it so that you're eliminating most of the gas. At least soak it overnight, if not longer. And that's going to help to break down any anti-nutrients over it, and it might even sprout. Like in my case, these have already sprouted. So next up, I'm going to I just added a little bit of water and I'm going to add the sweet potatoes to it, and you're going to add about a teaspoon of salt. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to add the sweet potatoes. So these have already steamed, and now I'm just going to add it to the red lentils. Now you can go ahead and add spices or anything else you want to add to this mixture, and that's just going to add some more taste. Now in terms of spices, I'm going to go with salt, and in today's recipe I'm going to add a little bit of rosemary to it as well. But you can go ahead and be adventurous and choose other spices that you'd like to add to this mixture as well. I'm going to go ahead and roughly chop this. Now you don't want to liquidize it completely, you just want it to be roughly chopped. It's okay because we're going to be using the flour to absorb the excess moisture. The other optional ingredient you can use is psyllium husk too, which will help to absorb some of the moisture as well. So next up, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of the psyllium husk, and this is optional, so you don't have to add this, but this could help to extract a lot of the moisture content and make the dough fine better. And then I'm going to add the flour. Once we have it into a round dough like ball, then we're going to place it onto the baking pan. Once we have our round pizza base, we're going to pop this into the oven. So setting it on 400 degrees, and I'm going to bake it for about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, my friends, so it's done. It's out of the oven. I popped it out a little earlier, and I'm going to add my ingredients or toppings onto the base and then put it back in the oven for another 5 minutes. Now this recipe, like I said, it's super simple to make. I'm not an expert cook or chef. However, I always look for something that's whole food, plant-based, gluten-free, free of all these preservatives and toxic ingredients, and something that's simple enough for someone like me to be able to make. And this is one of those recipes. Like you see, this pizza base, it looks pretty good. It's thin, it's crispy, but I'm gonna let it go back in the oven and just cook a bit more, but with this time with all the toppings on. And you can go ahead and be creative and add whatever toppings you want. Things like cashew cheese go fantastic on it. I'm gonna be adding some diced tomatoes, some bit of tempeh, peppers, green peppers, jalapeno peppers, mushrooms, anything that's to your fancy you can add onto this, and to make it as delicious as possible. So with that said, let me top my pizza and pop it back in the oven. So there you go, my friends. This is a super simple, epic pizza that I just popped out of the oven. It's done to perfection. It's a really crispy base, and it's really easy to make. No excuses to be buying toxic store-bought pizza bases when you can make something like this. So quick, so simple, so easy to make. If a person like me can make it, then probably anyone can make it. You don't have to worry about getting all the measurements correct, all the ingredients correct. You just use those base ingredients and you can turn it into a delicious pizza base. And you can go ahead and now deck it up the way you want to deck it up and make it absolutely amazing. It's gluten-free, it's plant-based, oil-free, preservative-free, yeast-free, everything free. Basically a whole food, plant-based recipe that is so much better than having to consume a number of these toxic store-bought products. And on top of it, what's even better is you're not spending a fortune to make it. You're making it with relatively simple, cheap ingredients that are generally good for your health and free from all toxic sort of ingredients. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next epic recipe video. Enjoy, my friends.